Now on Varsity Blitz, the Spartans are back, but Central come away with the W at Cal Jones Field in their home opener.
And it's early, but could the Bulldogs stay undefeated as New Mexico looks for their second straight year with a 2-0 start?
Plus, it's another edition of the Imperial Valley Classic, who came away with an early season rivalry win in Holtville. All this and more right now on Varsity Blitz.
High school football from across the desert Southwest is here. Varsity Blitz starts right now.
Yo soy Luis Alcalá from Calixico High School, viendo Varsity Blitz.
Gracias, mi tocayo. We are back at it again. Welcome into week 2 of Varsity Blitz, everyone. I'm Luis Lopez.
And I'm Vanessa Gongora. Luis, excited to be back.
Yes, and you know, Vanessa, you know who else is excited to be back is the Central Spartans, who got to play under the lights at Cal Jones Stadium for the first time in 2023.
That's right. Ricky Peña's boys ready to get that crazy Spartan student section fired up once again following their Imperial Valley League championship last season.
All right, well, let's go ahead and start it up. To Cal Jones Field we go. The Central Spartans hosting the Palm Desert Aztecs. Central won this game last year in overtime, but how would they fare in the rematch? Central was just rolling on the first play from scrimmage. A bad snap here, pounced on by Elijah Acevedo to give the Spartans great field position. That would set up a second and goal situation eventually. Matthew Lizola in the Wildcat takes the direct snap and powers his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Spartans now up 6-0. Next possession, Connor Orfield. Well, just watch this. He takes a shotgun snap, drops back to pass, but eventually Jared Martin knocking the ball free. Orfield gets it back, but he's still smothered by Martin. Martin just showing off why he's one of the most sought-after recruits in the class of 2025. Ensuing drive, Jonathan Real dropping back to pass, but it's tipped up in the air and picked off by Ethan Lua. Best play of the night for the Aztecs. Second quarter, Nico Viesca taking another direct snap and pushing his way into the end zone to give Central a 13-0 lead. Later on in the second quarter, Real is going to end up giving it to Viesca, who makes a cut and bursts it to the outside. Nobody will catch him on his way to his second touchdown of the game. A dominant performance from Central as they pitch a shutout in their home opener, 27-0 the final. They move to a record of 2-0.
And hearts were certainly heavy tonight on the border after the devastating news of Bulldogs offensive coordinator Mario Romero passing away over the weekend.
Yeah, the team unsure if they would even play this evening, but with the blessing of Romero's family and close friends, they would take the field with Coach on their minds with his favorite saying, "There ain't no pity in Bulldog City."
Heading down Highway 111 to Willis Ward Field, Bulldogs honoring their late coach with his call sign painted on the field. Fans wearing his number 12 in the crowd, and a moment of silence held in his honor before kickoff against the visiting Castle Park Trojans. First drive of the game, Roberto Montejano fakes the handoff and scrambles his way into Trojan territory at the 30. Later on, he gives it up to number 11, Luis Alcala, on the sweep, and he busts it down the sideline, giving a Trojan defender a little shoulder pad. First and goal for the Bulldogs. Montejano looks to find Marco Esquier, who just gets pushed out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Almost there. A few plays later, Noel Gastelum would finish off the strong drive in the end zone. Bulldogs drawing first blood. First offensive possession for the Trojans. Number 6 tries to break it to the outside, but senior linebacker Leo Conchola is having none of that, dragging him down for a loss on the play and forcing a punt. Next, Trojans possession on 4th and long. Dylan Villarreal scrambles to his right, finds a wide open receiver. Trojans would punch it into the end zone early in the second quarter to tie it up at 7, but it wouldn't stay that way for long on the Bulldogs' next offensive snap. Marco Esquier takes it to the house, 65-yard. See ya. The Bulldogs would pull away in the second half, winning by a final of 42-13. They start 2-0 in back-to-back season for the first time since the 2012-2013 season.
All right, good things for the Bulldogs there.
Moving on, surprisingly, we go to our last local game of the night here in the Desert Southwest. Many teams on the row, but a local staple nonetheless right here.
Yeah, the Kofa Kings back in action tonight at Irv Palak Field as the program is still searching for its first home win since 2017.
Yeah, let's see if the Kings faithful had something to cheer for tonight. So to Irv Pollock Field we go with Coach Russ Stryker and the Bulldogs playing in their season opener. Pablo Cota and the Kings with decals now on the helmets. Hopefully you get a chance to see that in just a little bit. They're hoping for a win in their second game of the year. We fast forward to the end of the third quarter. Kings down by a bunch, looking for their first score. 3rd and goal, and quarterback Jose Galaviz does a lot of running but doesn't get anywhere. So this would bring up a 4th and goal situation from the 10. Galaviz taking the snap with a toss to Jason Edwards, and, well, you can't do that. The pigskin hops into the hands of 6'6" senior Caden Wessner. Bulldogs with the ball after the turnover. D'Anthony Bush rolling right here, tosses downfield to Logan Drummond, and the senior tight end, well, he's going to run right in for the score. Just that kind of night for the Kings. On the next possession, that's going to be Galaviz taking it yet again. He rolls to his right, eventually flings this one over to Roman Tovar for a pretty nice gain. Moments later, it's going to be Galaviz taking another snap here. He's going to launch this one down the middle, and eventually he finds Isaiah Luna, who makes a great leaping catch. Great play there. Both the cheerleaders with a little something to cheer about after that one. Next play, it's going to be Galaviz throwing yet again, but this time, unfortunately, throwing to the wrong team. Kings with just a lot of mistakes in this one. They fall to 0-2 on the season, and they've now lost 7 straight dating back to last year.
After the break, we show you some of the action from Thursday's games out in Imperial County, including the Imperial Valley Classic between Holtville and Imperial. We're calling a timeout, and we'll be right back.
Cocopa Casino and Resort. All the fun under the sun. We're celebrating 30 years of winning at Cocopa. Stop in for your chance to win up to $30,000 with our 30th anniversary cash bash.
Renewal by Andersen can make replacing your windows and doors really affordable. And getting a price? Well, that's easy. Just scan this code and self-schedule your own appointment. You don't have to talk to anyone, and you can do it 24 hours a day. Just scan and pick a date and time that work for you. Renewal by Andersen has more 5-star reviews than other leading full-service window replacement companies. Learn why. Scan the code now to self-schedule your window and door appointment.
Get our very best savings during the Labor Day sale at More Furniture. Everyone knows More is synonymous with incredible style at the best value. But our Labor Day sale offers a special opportunity for everyone to save big. Our latest fall collections have arrived, and they're all on sale. Our bestsellers are in stock, and they're all on sale. It's the best time of year to save big and get your home ready for fall entertaining. Visit your local More Furniture, where everyone buys furniture for less.
Drink it too fast. Your brain may not always like just how refreshingly cold it is. Too slow, and you've got a melted beverage. You've got to respect a drink that makes you sip at its pace. There are drinks, then there are drinks from McDonald's.
New frozen drinks in any size are just $1.79. Try a frozen Coca-Cola, frozen Hawaiian Punch, or frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
As the world springs to life, kids need all kinds of things to bloom. They need love, protection, and they need food. They need clean water and good hygiene to stay healthy. And young minds need books to develop and learn. But children everywhere lack access to what they need. Your support helps deliver food and resources to families so children can grow and thrive. Help kids bloom. Learn more.
You're watching Varsity Blitz. The best highlights, the best plays, continuing right now.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, again, only 3 games throughout the Desert Southwest tonight. Part of that is because of the action we had yesterday, though.
Yeah, 2 games in the Imperial Valley, including an old rivalry, back in action early in the season.
Now, let's check it out. Heading to Holtville for some Thursday Night Lights action. The Vikings welcoming in the Imperial Tigers in this year's edition of the Imperial Valley Classic. Starting in the first quarter, scoreless ball game, 3rd and 3 from the Viking 38-yard line. Holtville hands it to Hector Sanchez. He picks up 2 yards. That forces a 4th and 1 situation for the Vikes. They'd eventually convert it, and later it would be another 3rd and 3, this time from the Tiger 34. Holtville quarterback Bryce Buscalia taking the snap, keeping the ball, but he runs into his own man and eventually gets taken right from his hands. That's Joel Villacampos, the senior safety, with the highway robbery. It is now Tigers ball. First down for Imperial now. Last play of the quarter here. Tigers handed to Julian Jimenez, but he's met by Duke Strom. Vikings holding down the line of scrimmage there. On to the second quarter. 2nd down and goal for Imperial. Quarterback Jaden Ayala takes a snap, fires to the end zone. How about the reach for Jared Nixon, getting to the moon to haul it in for the touchdown. Tigers strike first. Extra point no good, so you can make it 6-0 now. Holtville would then fumble again, giving it up in the Imperial red zone, and the Tigers, well, they would pounce. Ayala taking the snap, and it's a QB sneak, one of the hardest plays to stop, and it works. Imperial now up 12-0 after a failed 2-point conversion. The Tigers would just cruise from there on out. They would go on to win it 37-14. Imperial gets back to 500 on the year. They're 1-1. Holtville, meanwhile, they drop to a record of 1-1.
And now over to Veterans Field in Calipatria for another Thursday night showdown where the Hornets are taking on the Desert Mirage Rams. Starting in the first, after Calipatria jumps off sides, the Rams make their way into the Hornets red zone for 2nd and goal. Ball handed off to the running back, and the herd makes way for a touchdown. Desert Mirage up 7-0. Kickoff return, and Dominic Hawk catches, and there he goes, bobbing and weaving his way down the field for a 35-yard return, landing on the Rams' 40. Hornets on 4th and 2 here. Ball back into Hawk's hands with the stiff arm down the sideline, and there he goes, taken down though in the red zone, which sets up 1st and goal for Calipatria. 3rd and goal for the Hornets at the 1, and snap straight to the running back, and oh no, fumble! It's a bunch of dogs looking for the bone. Hornets catch a break and decide to go for the field goal on 4th, now 7-3. With seconds left in the first half from about the Rams 20. Ball handed to Andrew Medina, who finds a hole and goes all the way down the sideline. Hornets try to catch him, but don't get there in enough time. Touchdown, Rams now up 14-3. With a little over a minute left in the game, Hawk takes a sweep handoff, jets down the right sideline and gets hit hard, but doesn't go down, and he plows his way into the end zone for an 18-yard rushing touchdown. Hornets buzz their way back, only down by 1, 24-23. They go for the 2-point conversion, and with a false start, they get pushed to the 8-yard line. Kicker comes out, it goes wide left. Hornets fall by 1, 24-23.
And now moving on to our out-of-town scoreboard. Like we said earlier, many teams on the road tonight, and we start with Cibola dropping their season opener, an odd but disappointing 43-2 final score. Gila Ridge also in action out in Carlsbad with Army-Navy Academy Hawks falling in their season opener 40-0 the final score.
In San Pasqual, getting their season kicked off against Pinion Miguel Rivas squad, coming away with a 55-0 loss as they fall to 0-1. Crims taking the field against Parker, this one going down to the wire. Eventually the Bronx taking this one, Parker pulling away in the end, 34-27 the final.
And how about the Rocks with a shootout to get their season started against Marcos Deniza, the Nashot era. Off to a good start. Rocks win 56-28. Brawley getting their 2023 season kicked off as well against Valley Center. They end up with a 14-0 win.
Southwest also heading on the road tonight. Last year, the Eagles didn't get their first win until week 6. Not the case this year, as they face Banning, coming away with a 24-14 win, their first on the year. Great win for Peter Blinko's boys.
And last but not least, Jacobo Elias and the Scots facing the Sonora Raiders. Vincent, unfortunately, dropping to 1-1. They lose 14-7 to Sonora. And by the way, the Palo Verde Yellow Jackets losing 41-21 against Coachella Valley. And before we go, we give you a quick look at today's best highlights. We'd like to thank other members of our sports team, Scott Gross and Chaz Messman.
Also a shout out to our news director, Ernesto Romero, and our technical directors, Zach Williams and Beto Gann, that are making all these plays pop up on your screen.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for tuning in to Varsity Blitz. We'll see you next week.
Have a good evening.